The next one is promote. So referrals is best. If some people can just run their whole business if you have good referral systems, right? Some people can do that. Well, that's all you need. If you've got good referral systems, you can generate 300 to 400% more referrals than you're doing right now, and you've got no referral systems. And if you've got 300 to 400% more referrals coming in, then you've probably that would give you more projects than you could handle. So therefore, you would need to either start saying no to people, which is a very good idea, and maybe only working with half the referrals that come in, and gracefully saying, hey, I don't think I'm a good fit for the other half. Or you could pass them on to a friend, or you could form a waiting list, right? Really important to know this one here. Okay, promote. Now, if you aren't getting enough referrals, then you go in the promotion category, which is we do not use any marketing of any significance and rely solely on referrals, which is okay if you've got great referral systems in place, but not so good if you don't. Excuse me. Next level up. We do try random acts of marketing. We do something. We know some of the things work, but we're not sure which. But like P.T. Barnum, who said, we spend a lot of money on marketing. 50% of it works. We just don't know which 50%. And then next level up, we test different marketing approaches and track the results for return on investment. Okay, so starting to get a little bit sophisticated here now. Okay. And then finally, we have 10 places or more, 10 or more places to generate leads from, and I measure the effectiveness of each approach. So really, it's just doing more. And we could even have, a lot of this lead generation stuff is automated, right? So most people probably sit down here. So I'm going to say, yeah, we're right in the middle of that too. Okay, circle stands for circle of love, and this is about your follow-up. So remember I said that these three things are about the marketing to generate leads so that when they move into our sales process up there. So the other one is following up with leads and inquiries for people who didn't go ahead with a project immediately. We kind of nurture them and keep them warm, okay? So first one, we have no database or CRM system. A CRM system is just a way of handling prospects and leads and clients. We might follow up inconsistently, but really hope they remember us when they finally are ready to make a decision. Okay. Next one up, we do have a CRM system, but do not use it much. And our communication is still sporadic and largely ineffective. Okay. We do have a CRM system and we communicate consistently, but our results are low or hard to track. And then finally, we do have a CRM system and communicate consistently, measuring results. We know how to stimulate more qualified appointments from our list when we know we have a quiet patch coming up. So we can kind of turn our marketing system on and off, right? So where are you at from this list? And let's be generous and say this person has, we'll give them a 7. Okay. So if I take all that there, so up at this end, you're kind of running the ideal marketing system. 14, 19, 25, 29, 34, 36, 38, 45. I'm normally a lot faster at adding numbers, but when you go into talking mode and I think my brain is in a talking mode, and then you go and do something like analytical, like add up numbers, and suddenly you can feel your brain just freeze up. So anyway, so I am 45, or this person here is 45 on the scale, but I can look down and go, oh, I'm really good here. I've selected a target market and I'm going to hone in on that one with my marketing system. By the way, when we say, select a target market and it's rated quite high that, you should select one and position yourself as a specialist, what I'm saying is you have a marketing system. So this stuff down here, you have marketing systems that are specifically set up to go and get those type of clients. That it doesn't mean that you want, you only work with these clients. You don't have to do that, but your marketing is set up like a fishing rod. Each different client, ideal client that you want to target, has its own specialist fishing system to go out and communicate and educate and solve problems for that particular type of fish. So it's like a dedicated fishing system. If you want 3 different types of fish you want to catch, you need 3 different types of fishing rods and 3 different types of bait, and you need to be fishing in different parts of the river or the lake or the sea. See what I mean? Okay, so you're 45. So guys, type into the chat window now what your total mark is. We're at 33. That's kind of interesting. So just share in there. And while you're typing that in, we've got people from Sunshine Coast in Queensland. Robert Patterson. Do you know Adrian Ramsey, Robert? He's one of our very successful members, and he's based in the Sunshine Coast in Buderim. Okay, Vincent Pieri. Vincent, I remember you. We met in Miami, didn't we? So 62. Ross Can 65. There's some pretty good marks here. 36 from Facebook user. Kenneth Shane 49. Jennifer 54. Clara 30. Okay. It's good. James 38. It doesn't really matter what you score. What really matters is that you know where you're weak. Okay? What matters is that you know where you're weak. All right. So let's go back into this and we'll do the next step here. This might take a... Are you still seeing my my colorful spreadsheet, Eric?
Yes, we're seeing the your diagram on the remarkable.
Cool. Okay, guys. So that's one level of usefulness, that it gives you a bit of an indication on what's missing. The next thing you can do, as you can see on your sheet, if you downloaded it, is this thing here, and we can just kind of give ourselves an assessment. And all you do is go low, medium, or high. So the first one is, look, over the next 12 months, if you had a really clear focus, and if you had, let's say you were right up here for each of these, if I had a highly clear motivating goal with actions, milestones, and dates attached, and I've got an independent person holding me accountable for my results, and so I can follow through. Can't quite read that. Would that have a low, medium, or high impact for me? So being really focused and having some goals. Okay. Now I'm just going to make some things up here, and I'm going to say this person is going to say that's going to be medium. That would probably add, if I was really focused and had an independent person holding me accountable, I had my goals, I'm going to say medium. So between $10,000 and $30,000 impact on my income. Okay, medium. Oops, sorry, medium. All right. Next one. If I were to dominate a specific market niche and focus on the most profitable and rewarding projects, if I was to do that for the next 12 months, what impact would that have on my income? And I'm going to say, this person says that's going to be high. That's going to be more than 30,000. If I was able to be a specialist and be seen as a specialist in a particular market, I'm going to get more people referring me. That's going to add, I'm going to, if my average fee for a project is 30,000, just to make up a number, if I was known as a bit of a go-to person, that's, I'm going to get at least one project referred to me because I'm seen as the, okay. Next one is around value. How good are you, at communicating your value? If you were, if you had people coming to you because they saw you as an expert and they came to you already knowing your value, what impact would that have for you? Okay, they come pre-sold and expect to pay a premium. Well, I'm going to say high, more than $30,000 impact on my income. All right, so go through that. Next one, this is around generating leads. So at the top end, I offer a range of targeted educational resources that solve specific problems my ideal clients are already seeking a solution to, and this works reliably for us. I'm just going to put down low just so you can see how it works. Because I'm going to say less than 10,000. I don't believe that, but obviously everything I've got here I think is pretty important. But just for the sake of the exercise, the next one is around coming up with meetings that people can book through automated tools once they come in. Let's go medium. I mean, to be fair, if you think of all the people, yeah, I mean, it's probably high, but next one, LCC. Let's say I don't have an LCC and I don't want one for some reason. Okay, I'll put down low, less than 10,000. Referrals. Well, I'm going to say high. Who doesn't want referrals? Promotions, I'm going to go low. And then the final one, I'm going to go medium. Right. Now, what you do here now, it's really just a guide. If you think that, what we'll do is now take the most conservative end of the scale. So how many lows did I have? I had 1, 2, 3. So 3 lows, and we're going to times it because the range is between 0 and 10,000. We're going to be conservative and go the impact on my lows is 0. 3 times 0 is 0. Okay, I had mediums 1, 2, 3 mediums, and medium was between 10 and 30,000 sort of impact over the year. Let's be really conservative and let's take the low end. So was there 3? 1, 2, there was 3 mediums. I'm going to go 3 times 10,000, which is the lowest end. Okay, so there's 30K's worth of opportunity just in the medium. Do that a bit tidier. I'm dealing with architects here and they like the visual. Okay, and then high, I had 1, 2, 3 of those. Okay, and I'll take the lowest end of that spectrum, which was 30,000 or more impact. So there's 90. Okay. All right. So in total, being conservative, because we've taken the low end of everything here, 120K, 1,000K. All right. So on the scale here, so, according to this exercise, I've identified where I'm weak. I've identified the impact of doing something about it. And I've taken the most conservative approach. And I've said, even conservatively, if I put in place all this stuff, I'm missing out on 120K a year. If I did it well, if I got myself up to the high end of the scale. Now, if you've got 20 years of business left, right? 20 years, so 20 times 120K. If I got this sorted, that would be, is it 2.4 million? Is it? Yeah. I mean, it seems a big number, but it's just, obviously we don't know what you're going to get, but you can see the impact. If I sort this out, get my stuff sorted, and I get some of these results here, even at the most conservative level, I don't know, maybe I don't get 120K extra income. Maybe I just get 50. But even at 50 times 20 years, that's $1 million, right? 50 times 20 equals 1 million. Right, so it's worth doing. Okay, so now what I want you to do, and by the way, just drop into the chat window based on that exercise, what number did you estimate that you were missing out on by not having these things in place? So just type in how many $1 million is being frittered through your fingers. What's your upside if you became a really good marketer? And one of the things we say here is that, you've got 2 jobs. If you're an architect, your first job is you've got to be a marketer of architectural services. In other words, you've got to be really good at winning good projects. That's your first job. Your second job is doing architecture, right? And that's what we're talking about here. Like Ross Can, look at that, 2.4 million, right? So he was about the same, 120K a year that he estimates at a conservative end he's missing out on. Okay, anyone else? Come on, throw us your numbers. Let's see how much you're wasting. Here we go. Umberto, I would miss 180 a year. Okay, 180,000. Well, times that, how many years? You've got a lot of years left in you, Umberto. So you're a millionaire in waiting, aren't you? Yeah, Ross Can says over 20 years. Barbara, 40. You're missing out on $40, Barbara. Darren Curry says 3.2 million. That's right. I mean, it's a big number. Imagine if I said to you, just another way of looking at it, if I said to you, someone, Darren Curry, someone's going to steal from you $3.2 million over the next 20 years, right? Someone's going to steal $3.2 million from you. And think about how motivated, from your business, think about how motivated you would be to catch that thief, right? Jennifer Morehouse, 200,000. Someone's going to steal from you in the next 12 months, $200,000, Jennifer. And you go, that's outrageous. And I go, I know. And you go, who is it? Show me that person. And I go, Jennifer, it's you. What do you mean? Well, you are a great architect, and if you're probably 7, 8, 9, 10 for your architecture, but your marketing, if it's not 7, 8, 9, 10, then your ability to win projects is yeah, exactly. Your ability to win projects is kind of in a way stealing money from you. The someone who steals from us is ourselves. Exactly. All right. You get the point. Okay. So based on that, guys and girls, what I want you to do is think about, you're not going to do everything, but everything we've covered today, we've sort of, number 1 was around goal setting. 2 was around niching. 3 was around the ability to communicate your value. 4 was around the ability to generate leads and get people to come to you. You can either do it by a salesperson or as an educator. Number 4, setting up strategic meetings where people know they can come and get a specific outcome from you, and productizing that meeting. 4, getting paid for pre-design research. 5, putting in place systematic referrals to 300 or 400% increase your referrals. Next one, promotional strategies. And finally, following up with people who have come into our world, but making sure that they don't disappear. If they end up doing something, they do it with us. So of all those things, what would you do first, second, and third? Okay, so this guy here, I'm gonna say, yeah, well, because I can't do everything, but what would be the first thing of all this list of things that I would do? I might say, all right, well, what I really need to do is I need to select a niche, I think. Select a high value niche. Yeah, okay, that's going to be my first thing. My second thing is work out how I can communicate superior value. So number 2, that was 2. And then number 3, I'm going to have to work out how to communicate superior value. Right. And I'm going to go and do a bit of research and study on that. And then third one, let's say the third one is referrals. I'm not saying you should do this in this order. I'm just saying, as an example, I need to get some referral systems in place. So number 7. Okay. Now, without taking on too much, there's 3 projects. Okay. So if you could type in what's your number 1, 2, and 3, type those into the chat window. And what's your 1, 2, and 3 in terms of, now, as I said earlier, if you want a bit of help on any of these areas, type in cool stuff into the window. I'll highlight this just because it's fun to do it. Type in cool stuff into the window and, let's say, I want something on referrals. Then when Christian reaches out to you, say, hey, Christian, what do you got on referrals? And Christian will look into his bag of tricks and he'll help you out and see if we can get you up here. He'll give you a tool that will help you. It won't help with everything, right? Now, if you want help with everything and you say, as Richard Branson said, screw it, let's do it. I just want to work on all this stuff here. Type in chat into the window, and we'll get someone. Christian will probably follow up with you and organize a session with Sue, and Sue will take you through how the 6 program works and how it might benefit you in terms of putting in place these things. All right. So just type in chat if you want to talk to us about the 6 maps program. The 6 maps program is basically all that. Okay. All right. So let's have a look. Cool stuff, says Sally. Okay. Ross Can. He's going to work on referrals first. Okay. So he's going to work on that one. And then he's going to work on ongoing communication, which is that follow-up stuff there. Okay, good work, Ross. Okay, Kenneth. Okay, Christian, Kenneth will have a bit of a chat. Darren Curry, right. Values. Yeah, I mean, all of these are good, which is why I picked them. There's only 9 things. They're kind of all, I think they're all mission critical, but it's okay. So Darren's going, I'm going to go values first, referrals second, is my next project, and then promoting is number 3. Okay, in here. Good work, Darren. Just clean this up now. All right. What else we got? Referral. Umberto says referrals from happy clients. It's a great place to start. Referrals. And then number 2, how to communicate value. Okay. James is number 2, which is selecting a niche. Cool. Then he is number 3, which is communicating value. And then he's number 6, which is putting in place an LCC. Great. Yeah. The LCCs, what should you be charging for an LCC? Pre-design research, about $2,000. Okay, that's about what most of our clients are charging for sort of low end. When I say LCCs, that would be for a medium residential design, or sorry, not design, a medium residential project, about $2,000. If you're doing commercial and it's a bigger project or it's a bigger residential project, you can charge more. But probably minimum $2,000 for an LCC. And the other thing about LCCs, from what I find, is about 80% of them convert into a project. Right? So if you win the LCC, 80%, what happens to the 20% that don't? Usually the project doesn't go ahead for some reason. Maybe the LCC has uncovered that it's going to cost too much or it's not feasible or something like that. So occasionally you've helped them out by saying, hey, this really, for what you're thinking, it can't be done. But it's better to spend $2,000 to find that out than to spend a lot more to find out that you're going to have to go $300,000 over budget, right?